Good morning. Welcome to another day of science. Here we are on Monday, and we are starting week 10. You'll notice that the Schoology looks a little bit updated this morning. You'll see that I've put the folders for the first 9 weeks into this first 9 weeks folder. At some point, I'll probably just unpublish that folder just so we're not getting confused by it. But then you'll see there's a week 10 folder as well, and that is this week. Here we are, week 10. So everyone's grades start fresh, a chance for a new beginning here to start the second 9 weeks. So let's jump into the week 10 folder and see what we got going on. Monday, November 2nd, 3 things we need to complete. Watch the Monday walkthrough video, which you're doing now. Woot. 2, read the page titled Introduction to Plate Tectonics. This is going to be the first sort of unit that we get into for week 10. And then 3, answer the plate tectonics discussion questions. So let's go see what this looks like. Monday, Introduction to Plate Tectonics. Here's what this page says. Relatively short. To start the second marking period, we're going to shift our focus to the internal processes of the Earth. What is happening beneath our feet, deep inside the Earth, things that we cannot see, but things that have a huge impact on the surface of the Earth and sometimes directly on our lives. Before we begin, I want to know how much you already know about plate tectonics and what questions you have about our Earth and some of the topics we will talk about. So there's a slideshow embedded here. What you need to do is go through the slideshow, and as you're going through the slideshow, write down any questions that come to mind while you're looking at the pictures on the slides. You need to come up with at least 3 questions that you would like to have answered during this plate tectonics unit. You're going to post those questions in the discussion page that is active. I'll show you that here in a second. We will use your questions, so stuff that you guys actually want to know, as a basis for our exploration in plate tectonics. So here is the slideshow. As you go through the slideshow, write down any questions that come to mind when looking at the pictures. The pictures are pretty straightforward. You'll see here. Let's start navigating our way through. So what I've done is just sort of taken some pictures and just put them in there, and I want you to take a few minutes and look at each picture and really read some of the stuff on there if there's stuff to read, and just sort of any questions that you have about the pictures that you see, write them down, and then we'll post them in discussion questions. So if you have any questions about the inside of the Earth, what the inside of the Earth looks like, how do we know what it looks like, write those questions down. Here's a picture of the Earth's plates, talking about plate tectonics, with some arrows on it showing movement. Any questions that you have about the Earth's plates, write those down. Here we show talking about some plate boundaries, where plates are moving in different directions. Look at these pictures, see what's going on, and write down any questions that you have about these pictures. Another plate boundary type. Really study it, look what's going on there in this plate boundary, and write down any questions. Another plate boundary. Here we have some pictures of some volcanoes, 3 different types of volcanoes, so look at these pictures closely, and any questions you have about volcano types, write those down. Here we see some evidence of fault lines, some damage from earthquakes, so take a look at those pictures, and any questions, write them down. And then the last one here, shows some islands of Hawaii, talking about hot spots. Any questions that you have about this, write them down. So I just went through that quick. You guys can obviously take more time to study those pictures on your own after the video. But what you'll do then is, after you've gone through that slideshow and written down some questions, you'll come to the plate tectonics discussion questions. Click on that, and it says in the comments, post the questions that you wrote down after going through the plate tectonics slideshow. You should post at least 3 questions. You can post all your questions in the same comment. So here I am. I'm just going to come here, and I can just do label question 1. What is the core of the Earth made out of? Or whatever you have. Question 2, blah 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 blah. Question 3, scoodly baddly beedly boo. Whatever your questions are, obviously. And then just hit post on those, and then what I'm going to do is kind of go through and look at all the questions that all the people from all the classes ask, and then we'll kind of make sure we're answering some of those questions each day in science during the plate tectonics section. So you guys are getting your questions answered. It's not just a teacher saying, hey, learn this because I want you to learn it. You're learning it because you guys actually asked the questions. You had the curiosity. You want to know. So that is what you need to do today. All right. This first day of the second 9 weeks. Let's start it off on a good note. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Send me a message. Have a wonderful day. Signing off.